very, very busy for the very first item in our show, which happens to be our this day only for this hour. Do you know, Charles, let me ask you, do you have any bracelets left at all? I think they've all completely sold out, haven't they? All right. I feel naked. But I guess that's okay. All right. I just asked you.
You're amongst friends.
Thank you. All right. Let's get started with our second this day only. It's such a neat treat tonight. $39.95. I couldn't wait to hear the story behind this.
Well, it's my favorite colors. It's my favorite style of ring. I love baguettes. I love ballerina designs. I love emeralds. I mean, everything about this ring is a personal love of mine. It's inspired by the kind of jewelry that I was brought up with. Now, let me tell you, this is not a lab-created emerald, because a laboratory-created emerald would cost hundreds of dollars just for the stone. But I went better than just with a green CZ. What I did was I actually have a laboratory that grew for me laboratory-created green quartz. And what I have found is that the laboratory-created green quartz actually emulates the color of a Colombian emerald better than any other simulant I've seen in my life.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Wow.
And it is, so therefore it is a laboratory-created stone. It's just not a laboratory-created emerald, but it is that Colombian emerald green. You have now, what I did on the baguettes, because a lot of times in cubic zirconias, baguettes tend to look dull. What I found was if I use smaller baguettes and use more of them, that gets rid of the problem. Right. Some people try to use bigger stones, less of them, and what that does is it keeps the price down, but it doesn't give you the fire that you're getting out of this ring.
Yeah.
This ring has a wave effect of the stones fluttering up and down. I mean, take a tour of this, and for under $40, you're walking into a piece of jewelry that about 5 years ago I would have sold for over $159.
Yeah, easily. I mean, and again, the sparkle is amazing. And explain how that happens, because the way the waves happen and the play of light against the baguettes.
It's the way the waves happen. It's the usage of narrower baguettes and a lot more of them. I used about 2 to 3 times as many baguettes in this ring as my competitors would have used. They would have used a little bit wider stone. They would have saved on the setting charges, but they would not have gotten this brilliance.
Wait, now there we go. We're going.
Darling,
I wanted to go in a little bit tighter so you can see that. Look at the sparkle on this.
I received an email the other day from Barlin, and she specifically said, try to stay away from baguettes because they don't have life. Barlin, I defy you to buy and tell me that this doesn't have fire and pop that you were discussing. But I understand what you were saying. I'm going to keep to the round stones. I listened to what you all say, but I just think that this defies everything that was stated in that email about baguettes.
Yeah, it's so pretty. It really does. And when you see this and the way it's designed, and again, you have to appreciate the way it's set. This is very complicated. There are master gem cutters and setters who are creating these pieces for Charles and for us here at HSN. And they're exclusive, by the way. You cannot go out and see if I can find something like this. I challenge you. And if you found anything close, the quality wouldn't be there, and it would not be 100% precious metal. Not for $39.95. Now, almost 600 have been ordered. If you're in line, we've got your size right now, but don't wait another nanosecond on this one. If you love rings that are unusual, if this one says to you, wow, if you're going to an event that's special, or if you just love to wear gorgeous rings every day, say yes and try it tonight with $39.95 and an ironclad guarantee, because there might be many of you who are meeting Charles for the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, it looks great. When you see it in person, I'm telling you, our shots tonight on this one is absolutely not doing it justice. I can't wait to hear the customer comments on .com on this ring, because it is absolutely blazing with its sparkle and fire.
$5 says this will be a customer pick by the end of the week.
I completely agree with you. I really do. Because when you see this at home, you're going to agree. You say, you know what? You're right. That is a magnificent ring to own. Almost 700 now ordered at this point. And if you jump in, we're great. We've got 5 through 10 in this one, but the price ends 2 ways. When this sells out, or when we get to midnight, we launch that brand new Today's Special.
You know what? When I bring this back, I may do it in a ruby.
Oh, gosh, that'd be pretty.
Yeah, maybe for December.
Yeah, oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, I just decided that.
What do you love about the look of emeralds?
I just think emerald is such a warm stone. And again, I said it earlier jokingly that, but emeralds, and I learned this working for my father, a very clean, clear emerald is actually several times the value of a flawless diamond.
Sure is.
It is probably the most expensive gemstone on the earth when you get into the super gem quality.
Just the rarity of it. I mean, they're so rare to find a flawless emerald.
I recall handling a 4-carat emerald that sold for a little over $120,000. I mean, and we're talking, we're back in the 70s. We're not talking recently.
Wow. Well, and here's I'll give you a funny story when it comes to guys. My husband, he really doesn't care less about jewelry. He doesn't wear it. He doesn't care less about it. And we were talking about a visit to a museum. My son was asking, hey, what are some of the favorite places you love in Washington? And we were talking about a very famous museum. And my husband, I brought up something else. My husband brought up an emerald necklace. He said, don't you remember we saw this emerald? Now, my husband doesn't ever talk. He's a former Green Beret, for gosh sakes. But he was blown away at the beauty of that green. And he remembers it vividly, that it was a stunning necklace. We just had that conversation, I would say 3 days ago. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
So stones do have a magic to them. And emeralds do have a beautiful presence. You really pay attention to emerald looks and emerald colors. And I thought you just got this one so perfectly. But that's part of your goal in this line, isn't it? If you're going to replicate, you're going to go as close as you can to the most expensive stones.
My mission is for when you put a piece of my jewelry on and wear it out, no matter whether it's big, small. In this hour, we have some more understated pieces for those of you that say, I need some more simple and more toned down. But whatever you pick from my collection, when you go to a jewelry store, I want the jeweler to think it's real. I want you to walk with confidence, to not think that people are going to think it's anything but carat gold and diamond jewelry.
Oh, and the nice part about it is you are buying 100% precious metal. You know, a lot of times at these kind of prices, what do you get out there? If you go to a department store, you're going to find something that the
mystery
stones
metal.
It is. And, you know, it's like, wait, it's turning gray on me. This will never crack. It'll never fade. It will be this shiny and this bright for as long as you own it.
That's right.
It cleans up exactly like the finest jewelry out there. And really what Charles does for all of us tonight is he takes us into a world that most of us don't get to experience, or we certainly wouldn't necessarily own unless we won the lottery. So welcome to our affordable lottery tonight, and it's beautiful looks.
I'm sorry, but check this out. Whether you buy a piece of my jewelry for under $20 or under $40 or under $500, it's all handled the same way. You take it to your jewelry store. Yeah. He can polish it. He can put it in the ultrasonic. He can steam clean it, because all the stones are hand set the same way we would set a diamond ring. So the stones aren't going to go flying out.
Okay, so over 1,000 have now been ordered. Remember, the price is only...